Alright guys, sorry about the end of that last video there. For some reason I couldn't find the athletic tape I was looking for. I did find it. It's just the stuff from the dollar store. I've been using electrical tape to do the wrapping, as you guys are going to see, but I wanted to use something that was a little better for my skin so that I didn't have to use it and then try and peel it off. This is 1.5 inches by 8 yards. It is the clothy paper type. It's actual tape though, so it will actually hold the wrap to my skin just long enough for the wrap to adhere to itself and the paper towel. You guys saw me review the tattoo goo, the tattoo balm I should say, from Viking Revolution in the last video. I am going to apply just a little bit more since it took me a minute to find this. That's the athletic tape. So what I do, I'm going to tip this down so you guys can see. I just take a piece of paper towel. I've done this different ways. I'm actually going to do it the other way this time. Come on. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this into thirds because I don't need it to cover the whole coin and dog tag. I just need enough to raise the watch up so that when I go like this, it's not rubbing on the part that's showing. I could go all the way around, but then it sort of restricts hand movement, and that just bothers me. So then what I'm going to do is fold it in thirds one way. Now I'm going to fold it in thirds this way, and then I'll actually end up cutting a little off of each piece probably, but at least now I've got 3 sections I can use for wrapping, and I could cut it and, you know, make 6 or technically 9, but I do like a little bit of a thicker section. I obviously don't want it that thick, but so I've got my fold line here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the straightest line I can on that. I'm going to fold that back down, and then I'm going to cut this way so I can make sure the cut is nice and thorough. There, see? Now I've got a section. Now I'm going to tip the camera back up so you guys can see how I do this again. Alright, so now we got the self-adhering tape, got the paper towel, which I'm using as a gauze pad, and we've got the tape. So we're going to pull the tape back as best we can. It's starting to roll up a little bit on itself, so we're just going to cut that section off once I get it off the roll here. So I'm going to cut off this the piece that I kind of rolled on itself. Just stick that to something we're going to throw away later. Alright, so I'm going to take a piece of tape. Not that big. I don't need a lot. I just need enough to hold it to my skin. The self-adhering tape will do the rest of the work. So we're going to use this sort of jaggedy piece that I cut. That right in the package that I have the self-adhering tape in. And then I'm going to take just a little more glue. Just a little bit more. Not that much. Just enough. Go back over. Make sure it stays nice and gooey when I get it wrapped. Because when this stuff gets in, it really, I mean, the tattoo goo that I've been using really works, and because of what's in this, I'm assuming it will work just as well. The other stuff is just as natural, and it goes in line with the soap, but I'm trying to get as many of the Viking Revolution products in my routine as possible, just so that they all work together. I'm going to just put the excess up here, and I will be putting some actually on the rest of this because my arm is a little bit dry. I just needed to get rid of the excess on my fingers. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it so that the fold is up towards my wrist. I'm going to take this piece of tape, get it nice and secure. I'm going to put it at the top so that, actually I'm going to put it the other way so that the straight line is on top. And I just want a little bit on my skin. And I'm going to put it as far up as I can get it without, you know, it rolling over, and as far over this way so that the tape is not getting on the hair on my wrist. Okay, so then I take my wrist, I put it on my leg like that, and then I'm going to take the paper towel, fold up, I'm going to put it on the self-adhering tape, and I'm just going to pull it over like that. I do need to secure this tape a little better. It's not as sticky as I thought it would be, so I'm going to pull a little farther up. And then I'm just going to get the paper towel where I would want it anyways. We're going to go ahead and retape that. Let's see if that stays this time. The electrical tape stays because that's obviously a heck of a lot stickier, but I don't really want to keep using that on my skin. So, alright. So then, if I pulled it straight over, it wouldn't really cover the tag, but the adhering tape will stretch, so it will pull it over to the edge of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and I did cut a little more self-adhering tape than I probably needed, so I'll end up cutting it. But let's get this going first. Alright, so then I'm just going to come over, and I'm going to pull it around. Not so tight that it's cutting off circulation, but tight enough that it's holding the paper towel down so it can't slide away. And I am going to cut a little bit of this off. I just want to show you guys. You want to pull it as far around as possible. I'm going to unwrap this though, only because the and this side was a little tipped and I want it straight. So now we're going to try this again. And sometimes it does take a couple tries, and this athletic tape is not doing its job. I don't know if maybe because that piece was already touched, I don't know, but we're going to try another piece, and if this doesn't work, we'll just go back to the electrical tape. The electrical tape doesn't stay on my skin, I just use it long enough to hold the self-adhering tape down. So we're going to try this one more time, one more piece, and then if this doesn't work, we'll go to the electrical tape. And I'm not that bothered by it. This tape was only $1, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, one more time. Straight line up, right on the edge there. It's wide tape though, so it'll work, at least in terms of holding most of the side down. So let's make sure the athletic tape is nice and tight. Pull the self-adhering tape, tuck that in, and then we go right across. Alright, there we go. And see, just wrap it around, and the self-adhering will do its self-adhering bit. And then I can just put my watch on top and it won't bother the tag any. I'm going to pull it a little tighter and cut some of this off so it's not so monstrous. Probably cut about ½ inch off here. My watch will hold it down anyways, so now as you see, it doesn't restrict the flow of movement, and it will keep the watch off of this part of the tag. I'll eventually end up pulling it down a little bit, and it will end up sliding down a little bit, and that's okay. It just needs to be on there until the balm is efficiently dry. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my watch on so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. And I don't make it super tight. I don't want to cut off circulation. This is already going to leave, you know, an imprint in my skin here, the self-adhering tape. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to what I was doing before. I'm going to take the tattoo balm here, get a little bit on my fingers, or finger. I'm just going to go over the parts that I really want to be fully healed. I could do the whole thing. You guys don't need to see that. I'm just going to kind of do the important parts here, so you guys can see how easy this goes on. And like I said, this is just a preliminary review of the Viking Revolution vegan tattoo balm. It will take a few days to figure out just how well it works and see if I have any reactions to it, but I don't think I will. So, like I said, I'm sorry about the last video. Hope you guys are watching this one. And stay tuned for the next video. It will either be a jewelry video or it will be another unboxing and review video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for the notifications, like the video, share the video, and come back next time.